know they're coming. They're coming out of the woodwork. I think the concern was unwarranted. Yeah, just relax. Right. This is beautiful. That is so sweet. Oh my gosh. Oh, I gotta go put some in my.
To return my tool. Can you hear me? Okay. I forgot to return that tool. Oh, I know. I was afraid I was going to snort or something. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Mary.
Oh, hello.
Would you mind,
Great.
when I do the chalice lighting, would you mind lighting?
No, I wouldn't mind at all. All right, let's settle down. Settle down. We're going to have some fun today. Good morning. Good morning. All righty. Just the act of my putting this mallet up makes everybody stop talking. Well, pretty much. Pretty much. All right, ready? Good morning. Yay, thank you. And today is a special day. We are having a coffee, clutch service tonight. Oh, today? This is a great mug that I got Robbie, and it was in honor of our dog, Zoe. And it's Starry, Starry Night with Zoe on the other side of it. And it says Van Growl, Yellow Lab. Coffee earned too. Signify all the fun we're going to have today. Okay. Oh, I'm a little nervous. Why? I don't know. Oh, hello. Donna's here. You look great. Oh, I'm so happy. Let's give her a round of applause. Woohoo! All right. Thank you, Leslie. Okay, good morning. Oh, I already said that, sorry. And welcome to the Vashon Island Unitarian Universalists. My name is Mary DeMange. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be your service leader today. If you're visiting, please participate as you feel comfortable. You're invited to stay and introduce yourself in conversation following the service. Our congregation is committed to individual freedom of belief, welcomes diversity, seeks to promote a sense of community, and fosters religion that enriches the spirit. We are a mostly lay-led community, strengthened and enriched by weaving together the volunteer contributions of members and friends. We are guided and supported by our it says part minister. You wrote that. It should say part-time minister, Reverend Florence Kaplow. Okay, well, okay. Which part of you? I don't know. Probably, hopefully your mind. Okay.
Heart.
What?
Heart.
Oh, heart. Oh, I get it now. I thought you were saying part, but you were saying heart, and maybe that's what she meant, our heart minister. I have to agree with that. So, our speaker today for this service, Reverend Florence Kaplow, comes to us each Sunday, each second Sunday of the month from Port Angeles. She has been serving this congregation as our minister since January of this year. She is an ordained UU minister as well as a Zen priest and teacher, writer, and former conservation biologist. As we begin our service, please take a couple of breaths to become fully present. Relax and bring your attention into this moment of communal reflection and sharing. These words have been given to us by the Puyallup tribe. Please honor their words. Oh, I'm sorry. It's written very lightly, which means don't read that out loud. Sorry. Okay. Oh, here we go. It does mention the Puyallup tribe in actually what I'm supposed to say. I'll take another drink. Okay. Oh, yeah. Don't you know it, Sheila? These land acknowledgement words have been given to us by the Puyallup tribe. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional homelands of the Swabash Coast Salish Native people. The Puyallup people have lived on and stewarded these lands since the beginning of time and continue to do so today. We recognize that this land acknowledgement is one small step toward true allyship, and we commit to uplifting the voices, experiences, and histories of the indigenous people of this land and beyond. Well, thank you for that musical interlude. As many of you know, our beloved church member, Jeff Cole, died this week. He was part of creating many Sunday services as a member of the Mystery and Wonder team. In his honor, we are lighting a special candle this morning. Let's have a moment of silence. Silence. Moment of silence. Thank you. For Jeff Cole. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you arrived here, you belong here. I'd like to invite Craig Hull, who is a stalwart member of this hospitality crew, to come forward and light our chalice.
Good morning. Let us light our chalices together in person and online. With these words written by our own Reverend Florence. As we light this chalice for the last Sunday of our church year, we celebrate how our caring community transforms our hearts and brings sweetness and strength to our days.
This is a UU coffee cup. This was given to me
See, it's got our chalice on the other side. So as I'm drinking my coffee, I can consider our flaming chalice. There we go. Communion. Yes, we'll be talking more about that. So good morning for the third or fourth time. Good morning. And happy Pride Month. When I came in yesterday, the whole hall was festooned with rainbows. It was so beautiful. I brought a little one just for today. Where is it? Yeah, up front.
And you're wearing?
And I'm wearing one. Oh, yes. So this is actually from the UU Humanists. And it's this wonderful stole that's very playful. It's got people and dogs, people running around, people jumping, parent and child or adult and child. It always makes me happy to wear this. Plus, it's Pride. So as you know, this is our last service before the time of rest and renewal over the summer. Way back in the day, back before air conditioning, and when people in New England had kind of a pattern of going away to their cottage or cabin on the lake in the summer and getting away from the hot cities, nearly all UU congregations took the summer off. It's much, much rarer now. But I appreciate that you are keeping with our UU tradition. And I will be imagining you frolicking in the waters and in the mountains over the summer on your beautiful island over the next few months. But meanwhile, we have one more service together today. My last with you until our ingathering, our gathering of the waters in September. So our Soul Matters theme for June is, anybody want to say it? Flourishing together. Yes. Which just sounds so lovely. But today, I want to celebrate this theme by honoring and exploring the deep spiritual importance of coffee hour. So in that spirit of flourishing together, please rise in body or spirit for one of our best UU hymns that I know you can sing, hymn number 360 in the Gray Hymnal, Here We Have Gathered. Yes, all about togetherness. I'll give you a moment to find it before Leslie introduces the melody on her beautiful harp. So now we will have a little story for all ages, and my coffee cup that Bob and I got in Thailand after diving and seeing one of these little amazing octopuses. All right, imagine if you will. Ah, it's so good, that coffee. You need to do that after. All right. Oh, thank you for coming up. So, I'm going to tell you an oft-repeated story. Once back a few decades ago in a New England village, there was a terrible fire. Terrible. There was an Episcopalian, an imam, a priest, an Episcopalian priest, an imam, a rabbi, and a UU minister running down the street, running, not knowing if their place of worship would be able to survive or anything in it. Running. And the UU priest noticed that the Episcopal priest was carrying something, the rabbi was carrying something, everybody was carrying something. He looked more closely and saw the rabbi was carrying the Torah. Looked more closely, the imam was carrying the Quran. They're running. The Episcopal priest had the host and a crucifix. The UU minister said, "Wait, I have to run back." Through the dust, through the smoke and everything, grabbing something, came running back. Phew! That was close. They saw she was holding the church coffee urn in her arms. Please enjoy this musical masterpiece made by the good folk of UU Church of Amherst, with words by Christopher G. Rabel, shown by their generous permission this morning. You will now put your eyes over there, and you will see. It's a movie. We're going to see it. Thank you for coming up.
Coffee, coffee, coffee breaks the strength of coffee. Early in the morning we
if I may, Jim and I have a coffee machine and a little barista, and we named it Elvis, Elixir of Life on Vashon Island. Sweeties. Elvis calls to us every morning.
Good morning. Here is a story about, you guessed it, coffee. Yes, of course. All right. This is called The Carrot, ta-da, The Egg, and coffee beans. And actually, these are ground coffee beans because our freezer didn't yield the beans this morning, only the ground. So there you go. Adapted from a story by Ye Guzman. A teenager confided to her mother, imagine that things in her life had been going poorly. It seemed every time she solved one problem, a new one arose. Familiar. After hearing about her troubles, her mother took her to the kitchen. She filled 3 pots. Now imagine that these are 3 pots, and imagine that this does not have holes in them. This is the pot that was available today. In the first one, she placed a sliced carrot. Now again, picture this sliced. In the second pot, she placed an egg. Again, we're imagining the second pot. We have limited space. And in the last, she placed ground coffee beans. See, I was going to get there eventually. Then she brought the water to a boil without saying a word, which is really hard for moms. In about 20 minutes, she turned off the burners. She fished the carrot out of the water and placed it in a bowl. She pulled the egg out and placed it in the bowl. And she poured the coffee out into a cup. Turning to her daughter, she asked, "Tell me what you see." After an eye roll, the daughter said, "A carrot, an egg, and coffee." Her mother brought her closer and asked her what had changed from the boiling water. Looking more closely, she saw that the carrot, which had been so hard when it was uncooked, was soft now. Her mother then asked her to take the egg and break it. But of course, it was now hard-boiled. Finally, the mother asked her daughter to sip the coffee. This is my favorite part. The daughter smiled as she smelled the aroma, but she still didn't understand. What is Mom doing with an egg, a carrot, and coffee? Her mother explained that each of these objects had faced the same adversity: boiling water. The carrot went in strong, hard, and unrelenting. However, after being subjected to boiling water, it became softer. The egg's outer shell had protected its liquid interior before it was cooked, but after sitting in the boiling water, its insides became hardened and rigid, as we sometimes do when we have had tough times. But the coffee changed the boiling water itself, just as we can change from the very circumstances that bring pain and difficulty. When the water gets hot, the coffee releases fragrance. and flavor. If you are like coffee, when things are at their worst, you can get better and change the situation around you. When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a carrot? Are you an egg? Or are you a coffee bean?
I hope you're having a good time this morning. Having a lot of laughter. But you might be sitting here this morning wondering how our Sunday service, normally so sincere and serious, went off the rails this week. Well, I'm going to admit it. It's all my fault. By the way, it's always the minister's fault. Just ask any minister. So here we are at the end of your church year, and recess is just around the corner. And it seemed to me that it was time to have a little fun. And my big thanks to Mary, who is always in fine fettle, and Marilee and Alex, and all of you for playing along. I know that we are all getting familiar with the new UU values. But did you know that fun is a UU value too? No. When your search committee and I were getting to know each other and having conversations, I asked, what about fun? And you could have heard a pin drop. But I knew, and I have seen, that you are fully capable of fun as good UUs. So here we are, end of the church year, telling UU coffee jokes. In fact, the UU Hysterical Society, yes, that's a real thing. It's a Facebook group. I highly recommend it. Has a webpage where readers contribute jokes. And UU jokes about coffee and committees are explicitly excluded because there are so many of them. But that joke that Alex shared is a classic. I don't know when I first heard it, but it was a long, long time ago, and every single time I read it or hear it, I start to laugh again. Ditto with the song that we listen to. For something to be really funny, all stand-up comedians know this, it has to have a ring of truth. Because this week, and maybe every other week that you gather, I suspect, what matters is actually what happens after the service. Although we usually don't say this out loud. Ministers, of course, think what's really important is what is said in the sermon. Musicians are pretty sure it's the music. But really, I think it's coffee hour. I'm going to try to convince you of this over the next few minutes. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say that part of what makes the joke so funny, the one that Alex told, at least to me, is that coffee is our UU sacrament. And I just need to say, as a person who also drinks tea, and we are an inclusive community, please, wherever you see the word coffee, if you are not a coffee drinker or you are a recovering coffee drinker or whatever it may be, just substitute whatever substance works for you. It sounded like maybe for some people it might be gin. I don't know. Whatever it is, just substitute your word for coffee. I just want you to know that you are welcome here, even if you don't drink coffee. Okay, and now I'm going to be serious for just a moment, because I'm trying to make this argument about coffee hour. We are, as you know, a non-creedal religious community where many different spiritual and theological understandings are not only tolerated, but celebrated. There is no one sacred object, as other religions have, though our chalice might come close. That's actually a fairly recent development. I'll do a sermon on that some other time. What we share, really, what our true sacredness is to be in covenant with one another. And this goes all the way back to the early 19th century when both Unitarianism and Universalism were developing. You may have heard these words. They're used actually by many congregations every week. That we covenant to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Covenant is at the heart of being UU. So, how do we manifest covenant? Yes, you do sit more or less politely each Sunday, not booing the speaker, and hopefully staying awake for the whole sermon. And thank you very, very much for that. Much appreciated. Yes, you stand as you are willing and able to sing our sometimes unsingable hymns. That's all very well behaved and very, very kind. But those parts of Sunday are not really about covenant. Covenant is a fancy religious word for how you are with each other when you get up after the service. Pour a cup of coffee, or whatever it may be to be fully inclusive here. Perhaps take one of the lovingly bought or prepared snacks, and I'll just tell you, the snack table is really great today. The hospitality team has provided, and talk with a friend or a stranger. Commiserate over life's small difficulties or big tragedies. Help a visitor feel welcomed. And sip our sacraments together. Covenant is the work of the teams to make the coffee, keep the supplies refilled, and clean up afterwards, week after week. Try, if you can, to imagine a service here with no coffee hour. Maybe it's even happened here. Does anybody remember a service with no coffee? Oh, I'm seeing some nods. Okay. Awful, isn't it? Oh, COVID, right, good point. So I've experienced this in non-COVID times twice. And by coincidence, the first time was my very first Sunday at my internship congregation in Port Townsend. Very first time of being a UU minister in some official way, which was a pretty large congregation at the time, with 2 services and a couple of hundred people in attendance. They had had trouble finding volunteers to make coffee on Sunday. I would guess that there was some long-suffering women, and it's often women, I don't know this for sure though, who had been doing it for decades, maybe centuries, and got too old, too tired, and too fed up to do it one more Sunday. And everyone looked around and thought that somebody else should be doing it. And no one did. So the senior minister said, fine, we just won't have coffee hour for the very first Sunday, like the ingathering Sunday. It's like, in September for this Sunday. Wow, was that ever grim? Even thinking about it makes me cringe. People wandering around the fellowship hall like lost souls or ghosts, eyeing the silent, dark kitchen, confused and disoriented, not really talking with each other, then wandering away sadly, stumbling out the doors. It felt so ungenerous not to offer food or drink, like the congregation had just become the world's worst host. The kind that doesn't even offer you a glass of water on a hot day, much less a cup of coffee. I thought, I never want to experience this again in my lifetime. even if I have to make the coffee myself to make it happen. But lo and behold, it happened again this year at a congregation where I guest preach now and then. And yes, it was just as sad and grim and confusing. Actually, for that one, I'd had to get up at about 6 a.m. in order to get there. And I was the one that slipped out the door. I was not going to stay and witness that again. Ooh. And before I go on, I just have to say that my father, as a sociologist, was endlessly fascinated and amused by the unwritten social rules that people follow impeccably, even if they don't realize it consciously. So, as the daughter of a sociologist, here is what I have observed in every UU congregation I've spent time in, and that's a lot since I was a tiny child. See if these ring true for you. Okay, here we go. I've got a list. There has to be a coffee hour, no matter what. To not have coffee hour is a terrible abomination and will lead to depression, as you just heard. Coffee and tea and snacks are always offered without charge to members and visitors alike, including anyone who might wander in without having attended the service, though they may get some disapproving looks. To have to pay for coffee after sitting through a Sunday service would be an abomination. See? Coffee hour is never before the service. And I don't know why, because I think it would make more sense if you think about it. Hydration, caffeine, and sugar. People would be more awake and might even enjoy the service more. But that never, ever happens unless someone sneaks something. I think there might be some people this morning. Coffee hour is hosted by members of the congregation, never by professionals. When I preached 2 Sundays a few years ago at All Souls, New York City, which is one of our largest congregations in the whole country, they have an all-professional choir and 2 music directors, and probably some of those choir members were also singing in Broadway shows. But the people standing behind the coffee and tea urns were loyal members of the congregation. Even if on any other day of the week they might be judges or professors or CEOs of large corporations, coffee served by paid staff is an abomination. This is, see, it is a sacrament. And there must be both regular and decaf coffee. Preferably fair trade, because we are UUs, after all. Hot water and a good assortment of teas, including green tea. Anything less is an abomination. So snacks are an interesting area. They are somewhat optional, but not really. You really do have the snacks down, I have to say. I see this every time I'm here. Snacks must mostly be sweet. If there are children in the congregation, they will swarm the snack table and eat too many of the snacks, and adults will complain bitterly about this on a regular basis. I have witnessed this. This is expected. Ministers are expected to attend coffee hour, even if they are introverted and hate it passionately. There are ministers who don't care about this rule and then flee immediately for a nap after they have dispensed their pearls of wisdom during the service. But it's a risky business for a minister to not attend coffee hour because it is, after all, our sacrament. Besides, that's when you find out what's really going on. When someone comes up to you and sotto voce tells you what you would never hear about otherwise. This is my final one. It is understood by us that the coffee hour is tough on introverts. And a lot of UUs are introverts. There's real evidence of this, actually, scientific. We are a more introverted denomination than many of the U.S. denominations, including the ministers. So introverts are not forced to attend coffee hour. You can spot them hurrying out as quickly as they can at the end of the service. My own sister, a confirmed introvert, attended a UU church for years. And she was part of a small group who hung out in the kitchen during the service because the service was piped in to the kitchen for the hospitality people. So she'd be in that kitchen drinking coffee and watching the service on closed circuit TV. Then she left immediately afterward, well caffeinated, socially and spiritually satisfied, without having to talk to anyone. So just know that's an option. You can do it on Zoom now. I'm sure these are not the only rituals and taboos associated with our coffee hour. Let me know during coffee hour if I missed any of these. I just realized my coffee cup is down by mine, so hold on, I gotta go get it. Oh, Mary, as a service leader, thank you. Okay. This reminds me of another good UU joke, because we have to have another one. What happens when a UU is excommunicated? Their coffee is taken away. In preparation for this sermon, I read a whole book on coffee because I thought I might run out of things to say, which has not been the case. But I did learn a few interesting things, and I'll bet you don't know this story. In East Africa, they tell a story about the discovery of coffee. An Ethiopian goat herd named Kaldi one day noticed his best goat dancing about and buying like a maniac. It seemed to happen after the old billy goat had been nibbling the berries off a certain plant. The goat herd tried a few himself and soon was dancing about too. A holy man wandered by and asked the boy why he was dancing with a goat. The goat herd explained. The monk took some berries home and found that after eating them, he couldn't sleep. It so happened that this holy man was famous for his rather tedious all-night sermons and was having trouble keeping his disciples awake. So he immediately ordered all his disciples to chew the bean before he preached. The dervish's sleepiness vanished, and word spread about the great prophet whose electrifying wisdom kept you awake until dawn. True story. I mean, I don't know if the story's true, but it was in the book. And the book was called The Devil's Cup, A History of the World According to Coffee. I'm half hoping that some of you may find yourself doing a little jig of joy during coffee hour this morning, with or without a billy goat. And maybe years from now, if we're lucky, or next fall, you'll be sitting here completely bored by a particular service. We all know this happens, right? Maybe some of you are in that state right now. And you will remember that it's okay, because the real spiritual juice, coffee, is after the service with the wonderful people sitting around you. And before I end, and as a good ending for the church here, I'd like to ask everyone who has volunteered sometime this year to bring snacks, bring flowers, make coffee, boil water, wash dishes, welcome people. In other words, everyone who has actually practiced this covenant, made this a welcoming place on Sunday morning, to stand as you are willing and able. And look around. Remember, without you all, Sunday morning would be grim indeed. Let's give each other a round, I'm going to give you permission, a round of hearty applause. thank you all. I'm actually very impressed. Most of the congregations that I've served have a little issue with who's going to do coffee. It's not true here. You are all so enthusiastic. It's just beautiful. You should see today, Marilee was very worried there weren't going to be enough flowers. She was running around trying to find them outside, anything she could use. And then they just started pouring in. Like, there were these. We didn't even have places we could put them all. It was so beautiful. So that video that we watched earlier is, like the joke that Alex told, endlessly funny to me. Maybe you missed some of the words the first time through. So now that we have really thoroughly explored and celebrated the mysteries of UU Coffee Hour, I actually want us to listen and watch it again. With cup in hand. With cup in hand.
Coffee, 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 praise the strength of coffee. Early in the morn we rise with thoughts of only thee. Served fresh or reheated, darkly defeated, brewed black by birth, or drip, or instantly. Though as we scoff, we come to church for coffee. If we're late to congregate, we come in time for thee. Coffee, our one ritual, drinking in habitual, brewed black by purple, drip or instantly.
It's kicked in!
Coffee, the communion of our union, symbol of our sacred ground, our one necessity. Feel the holy power at our coffee hour. Brewed black by purple, drip or instantly. Brewed black by purple, drip or instantly.
The first time I saw it, I didn't see the jittery lettering. I don't know. They put the jittering lettering in the second time or something? I don't know. That was great. The coffee kicked in. Man, those women really sold it. Great. Thank you for that. So we will now pause the recording as we prepare our hearts for joys and concerns, or international organization that aligns with our values. This week's offering supports our beloved community. Our greeters will now pass around the offering baskets. As we receive our offering, please join in singing number 402 in your gray hymnum, From You I Receive. He knows what I'm going to do with that.
Well, first of all, I just want to let you know a little bit of good news around the whole question of the change in status for various religious faiths within the military. I have friends who are UU military chaplains, and they have actually assured people in our larger UU minister community that this does not mean that there will not be chaplains. So there are pagan chaplains and UU chaplains and Buddhist chaplains. There may even be a Quaker chaplain or two. And they will continue to do their work. So the service members of those faiths will continue to be supported. But it is, obviously, it's not a good sign. And you know, we are actually considered, probably most of us, domestic terrorists at this point. So, you know, embrace that. Just like, come on, we're radicals. Let's stand up and be so. So, thank you for your wholehearted willingness to be a little silly today, or at least to witness a little silliness. And as we go out into this stunning, hot summer morning, may the spirit of summer, today and going forward, lift your spirits, along with this warmth and care that is here among you, that will continue. I know you'll all be gathering. Many of you will be gathering at CBEC in a few weeks. And that warmth and care continues even without Sunday mornings. And it will be waiting for you when we gather here again. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Robbie Rohr to extinguish the chalice. Do you want me to turn it off? Okay.
I'm going to read this really slowly because it's so lovely and we've heard it before. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are all together again.
was beautiful, Leslie. I noticed on Facebook that you were at Green Lake yesterday having a pop-up a pop-up harp concert, and I thought I used to live at Green Lake, and I could have gone, and then I remembered, oh, I could come here and hear you. No, but that would have been fun to see. All right. Acknowledgements. Thank you, Reverend Florence. Our wonderful, oh, you're not our wonderful harpist. Thank you, Reverend Florence, comma. Our wonderful harpist, Leslie Whitmore. Whitmore, is that your name? No. Okay. McMike? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Oh, okay. Our readers, board members Alex Clark and Marilee Runyon, and our hospitality guy extraordinaire, Craig Hall, who also lit our chalice. Our congregational president, Robbie Rohr, extinguished our chalice. Actually, she read the words, I extinguished it. Strictly speaking. Dennis Lambert supported our online folks and did all the tech magic. Special thanks to Hospitality Team 2. Help, yeah, because I think, isn't Earl and, yeah, they're gone, so you guys did a yeoman's job. Mara, and for what?
Mara, for all the flowers.
Flowers, good job, and for coming up and sitting on the floor. And those, yep. Please join us for refreshments and coffee following our VIUU events announcements. Now, if you have an announcement to share related to a VIUU activity, I mean, really just VIUU activities only, please come up and form a line along the side of the sanctuary. Now, okay, and we're not going to sing ourselves. Come on over. No, that's you. Come on.
Lots of movement happening around here right now. Lots of announcements. Really. I'll be quick, I guess. Yeah. So if you can get your calendars out, this coming Friday, the 19th of June, there will be a green burial for Jeff Cole at the Vashon Cemetery at 10 a.m. And if you've never been to the Vashon Cemetery, you kind of drive in the main gates and keep going. It's in the back. And you must bring a flower because you're going to be able to honor Jeff by going up to the side of the grave and saying what's in your heart and tossing the flower in. So please bring a flower. The next day, the 20th, which is also solstice, there'll be a memorial for Jeff here at 11 a.m. And that's being coordinated by the Transforming Mystery and Wonder team. And Mela, his wife, will be here, and a number of people from Co-Housing. So we're expecting quite a few people. If you could bring finger food, because we can't have plates and things to wash. If you can just bring finger food that people can pick up with napkins, that would be perfect to share on next Saturday. That's at 11 a.m. Saturday, so it'll be around 45 minutes or so of memorial service, and then coffee hour. Thank you.
I represent Team 2, which is whittled down to a very few people. I was kind of worried about food and flowers, but if you look at the table over there, there's no place to put any more, and the flowers are marvelous. So I can't thank you enough for helping us through this. And secondly, the flowers are all going to have to go out and be thrown away, so if you want to take some home, please get them, and otherwise they're going out in the pile out there. Thank you.
We're only going to throw them away.
I'm not showing off my athletic figure. I'm showing off my shirt. So this is the shirt. Thank you. For the UUA. So anybody who is interested in having one of these, Roger made this up with actually the QR codes, one for the UUA site, and then one for this site called Zazzle.com that has a little cheaper version. Doesn't have anything on the back, but it's a white rather than gray. So that'll be right up there on the counter. And also Roger asked me to text him a picture of the sign-up sheet for the Strawberry Parade after today's service. So if you want to be part of the Strawberry Parade, if you could just put your name on that sign-up sheet, and I'll take a picture at the end of the service and send it to him.
What's on your back?
Well, just a minute.
Oh, sorry. Good question. Okay, I'm out. See how it says love is at the center, and on that theme, the common read for this year is a book written by Reverend Dr. Sophia Bentecourt. It's a collection. It's called Love at the Center, and it is. They're doing something different this year, where they have, they've asked different people, about 12 different people, what they feel love being at the center of our UU spirituality is, and there is a whole 5-lesson curriculum and other things with it. This will be talked about later next year. I just wanted to plant the seed right now because it's perfect. We have our model here, and it's on the shirt. And we're thinking of ordering some books. And if somebody's very interested in leading this, please come to me. They are having a information webinar that's coming up that I signed up for. So if anybody is interested in taking this on, please. It's a beautiful way to have adult RE with our beautiful UUs. So, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. My second announcement is CBEC is happening. We're not completely full. We have places. I will be writing, since this is our last Sunday, I will be writing to everybody who has signed up. Please pay your deposit if you can today. You can write me a check, write VIUU a check and give it to me, not me a check. And I will be writing you. We have wonderful plans, but we also would like people with their creativity to come, and I'll talk more about it in email. So we do have rooms still available. Please come see me. We also have a waiting list, and it's very possible that more rooms and beds will come later as we get closer and life happens. Thank you. Yes. Oh, just for the day and not spending the night?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, you just pay for your meals, and it's actually it's a nice way to come.
It's like $50, is it? Much less. Ah, okay. So please come see me if you're interested in just coming for the day on Saturday, because that's when all the activities are happening.
And
Yes.
if more places become available, we can invite people of course, outside of our fellowship.
Sure, yes. Yes, definitely. And yeah. Okay, thanks.
Hi. Okay, we have some wonderful things going on for Strawberry Festival. One is the parade, which I see we have quite a number of people signed up for, I believe. And the other is our booth. There are still places to sign up for. I don't worry so much about the breakdown in the setup. I mean, I can do a lot of that, but I do have somebody at least on one of those. But these shifts, I know it's difficult to get into town and be there for just a few hours or something, but if especially if you're coming in for the parade or whatever, please sign up, because I, when I started talking about the booth and talking about funding for the booth, I feel I wrote this incredibly long letter to the board, but it had to do with our congregation and about how other congregations are stronger and doing well and having all ages of membership and families and such. And I think that we can do that. And I think it's also important because we, as many churches are, we're an aging community, and if we don't work on this and focus on this, we may not be here. It's something that's very important to continuation. We've been here for 70 years, so this is part of that, and this is part of something that I really put myself into, increasing membership and such. And it'll be an informational thing, sitting down, talking to people, handing out information, getting people to know who we are and what we've done. So please sign up. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Thank you, Matt.
I'm Mara, and I am co-hosting at my home a circle dinner, which is on June 24th at 6 p.m., which is a Wednesday. We have enough space to host up to 80 people, and we currently have about 15 signed up. So feel free to sign up, tell me your name, email, and what dish or beverage you're bringing. And then the other thing is just, I wasn't the only one who did the flowers. We also had help from Marilee and Gay, and I think someone else who made this beautiful one. So thank you all.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I think we can call it a joy that we have not made the Pentagon's lists of religions. And as well, there's another community, the Zen, Puget Sound Zen Center, that's very happy that they aren't on the list either. And so with that in mind, the Zens and the UUs, with your approval, are going to come to the farm for the 4th of July party together. So the 4th of July party will be at my home. It'll be listed in the newsletter, 4 o'clock. It's potluck. You just, there'll be tables. You just put your food out, and then you can come and go as you need be. But if you live down here in Burton area, you probably want to leave by about 7:30 or you won't get to your home because of the fireworks. So anybody have questions or comments or something, don't email me, but you can text me because I never look at email. And again, it'll be in the newsletter. Thank you. These are mine, and I have company coming. I'm taking them. So he can't have them.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and as we recall, when we did some visioning as a group, we have an interest in a new view, exploring the idea of a larger space, a space that will be more welcoming to families and allow us to grow. And so I've collected some of your emails about that, and we'll be reaching out to start to think about that and explore that with the board. And as part of that, we're going to have to raise some money, y'all. Yes. Okay? So I need a small army to have a garage sale. Okay? I've got some sign-ups, but I need some more. And I need people who can, lift things, move things, talk to people or not talk to people. If you're an introvert, it's all cool. But here's my sign-up sheet. We're thinking about August 8th, 7th, but that's not set totally in stone. So sign up if you're at all interested in being part of that. I'm going to have collections here on Sundays when we would normally have service. So that means that except for the couple of Sundays which I'm out of town, which I'll email out when that is, but I'm going to be here. You can just clean your garage out or your attic or your closet and just bring it. And then the volunteers and I will organize it and set it up, okay? There will be coffee. I'll do it. All right, here's the sign up.
We'll never stop talking about coffee, I think, at this point. I'm Marilee. I have two announcements. First, on June the 27th, which is a Saturday, from 2:30 to 4:30 at the Episcopal Church in their downstairs meeting room. 2 young people who've recently spent time on the West Bank will talk about their experiences trying to harvest olives under the current circumstances. It's an opportunity to hear directly from people who have been there, and perhaps, if you're interested in going, learn more about how to go. This is co-sponsored by us, Vashon Mori Surge, Vashon for Palestine, and several other groups on the island. So I encourage you to spend a little time there. June the 27th, it's a Saturday. There is information in the newsletter, and I'll put it in again. The second announcement is that from July 31st to August 5th, the Nisqually tribe, just south of Olympia, will be welcoming all of the Northwest tribes at the canoe journey. I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but it is I get goosebumps just talking about it. It's a truly beautiful and powerful experience. Again, there's information in the newsletter about the website, how to find out more about it. If you're interested in volunteering, you can do that. Some people here are planning to go. Jean might talk about that. But and Reverend Florence will be there the whole time and has invited people to check in with her if you'd like to meet up and have part of the experience with her. So those are my announcements.
Sorry, it's me again. This is maybe a little outside the rules, but on Thursday night, I'm going to do a fireside chat with a troll at the at the Nordic Museum in Ballard. And Laura is going to also be part of that, and she will be able to get people, at least 10 to 15 people in without having to pay to get in. For the museum. I think you'd have to pay for the museum and register. Anyway, and there's 2 seats in my car. I'll be going a little early and staying a little late just because of the costume, but you're welcome to come to that. And let me, I'm in the directory, so email me, text me, or talk to me after services.
No more rule breaking now.
Well, okay, I wasn't going to do this, but yeah, John and I are going to go to the Friday through Sunday at the canoe journey, and we're staying at a hotel in DuPont. So if you're interested in carpooling and those days work, we could have 1 or 2 more people ride with us. So talk to me about that. July 31st to August 2nd is for us, but the whole thing is July 31st to August 5th. So the other thing is, this will be in the newsletter, we are sponsoring a young woman from Seattle who is a filmmaker, a young woman of color named Jamuna Kaur. She had made a film called The Change Within, and it's a stunning film about the intersection of race and climate issues. And she's young, she's shy, she doesn't sort of, that's okay. So I'm really encouraging her. I'm being sort of the grandma energy. She needs to come, and she needs to get some money for this. She is a climate, I'm not sure what her work is, but she's a filmmaker and a dancer, and it's really beautiful. So it's going to be August 23rd at the Land Trust building. I'm pretty sure it's at 4 o'clock, but I'll put that all. So just putting this out, keep it on your radar. Okay, thanks.
We're not going to be here for a while, even though a lot of stuff is happening, and I'm going to talk up for the residents of Lewis Hall. There's a lot of sweet little ants over there on the coffee table. Do not smash them, and I'm not going to say who I watched take the spider down, but please don't do that, because in the winter we do kill them. But right now, they need as much freedom as we do. You know, we need our energy for everything else. Those ants may be our saviors. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm with you.
Yeah, I think you're probably going to be right about that. Yeah, but those thatching ants are they're pretty miserable though. Okay, you ready to sing ourselves out with Go Now in Peace? All right. Now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround